McLaren, it's very still early in the season, but McLaren do look like the not quite the runaway team. They look the most sort of in place to be taking both championships. Do you think that anyone will get close to them? And do you also think that Lewis will be able to iron out the some of the issues he's had at Ferrari? I mean, he's got sprint win, but he still seems to be gradually embedding himself in with the team, having a new race engineer and that sort of stuff. Do you think by the end of the season he'll be in a place where he can look at maybe 26 and think, oh, new regulations, I've been the team for a year, maybe I can make a final go at that 8th title?
Yeah, well, I think if we look at McLaren, yes, they're in a similar position to what I go back to Brawn with Jensen. They won those very, very early races, and that basically won them the championship. We go back to last year with Max and Red Bull. They won those early races, and that won them the championship. So what McLaren have got to do is exactly that. And at the moment, they are doing that. Both drivers are pushing each other. Which is I think is a very positive thing. It's good that they've got the drivers pretty much sewn up for a good few years, so that is something they don't have to worry about. And I think it will be a situation of they will be hard to beat in this early part of the season, because no one really has shown they are on the same level. They're close. Max is close. George is close. Ferrari are sort of close-ish, not quite close enough maybe, but none of them really are putting them under pressure. The only people that are putting let's say them under pressure are their own drivers. They're only putting them both each other under pressure to come out of it on top at the end of the weekend. So the battle is really going to be those two, and that's only a positive for McLaren, because I think it will just drive them forward. Can we rule out Red Bull? No, because I think they're not far off. They have a little bit of luck sometimes, and that might play into their hands, because we know how very good they are, how good they are on strategy. We know how good Max is in a race scenario. And then George is doing a really good job at the present time. But is that Merc quick enough? Probably not, as I said before. And then going to Lewis, it's one of those things that it does take time to fit into a team, and it's fitting into a team up against a teammate that when he came into Ferrari with Sebastian Vettel, he took the team off for Sebastian Vettel. So he works very, very well within a team structure to be able to try and get them on his side. I know Fred has a relationship with Lewis in the past, but he's very good at giving both drivers the right energy, not the same energy, just the energy that they both need to be able to produce the goods. It was great to see the sprint win from Lewis, and that qualifying performance as well. It didn't quite happen when it came down to the Grand Prix itself. And when you look at it with the damage that Charles had, should he have beaten Lewis? But I know in my experience, sometimes when you have damage like that, one, you don't go slower, and sometimes actually you go faster. Because why? I don't know. With all the money and all the aerodynamic stuff that they do, and then you damage an end plate like that, and he still races very, very strong. It's not the first time I've seen it. And that's what Lewis is up against. He's up against someone who is very, very motivated to stop Lewis taking over the team. So Lewis will get better for sure. And I think the relationship between his engineer is going to be something that he's going to be able to harness that and improve upon that. And the same thing with him fitting within the team as well. So it's a long journey. Has he got a long time to be able to try and harness all that energy and turn it into a consistent championship winning car? Well, that's really down to Ferrari, and we'll have to see what happens, especially for next year. I suppose the energy is always going to be pushing what they can achieve for next season, but this season is definitely going to be about trying to be on the top of your game by the end of the season, where you're in control of your own destiny. But Charlie's going to be doing exactly the same thing, and I think Charlie is in a good place at the moment, and Lewis is the one who's got to probably stop Charles from dominating within the team. He's not dominating at the moment, but he's doing a very, very good job for Ferrari. But that's an interesting little battle that's going to be going on.